We're back with another day in the shop. Today we're going to be wrapping up some details on the Rzr 200. Let's get after it. All right, things we got to wrap up on is that we need to change the belt, which is in that clutch cover, and then we also need to clean the clutches so the new belt adapts correctly. If we get enough time, we will adjust the chain on this Rzr 200 because we do have a little slack in it. So stay tuned to the end if you want to see that. So let's get after it. Let's see how difficult. I've never done this on this machine before, but I'm assuming it's similar to the Rzr 170. So let's see what we get into. Start off with taking the clutch cover off. The most difficult one is this bottom that's near the shock. I just put on the double extension. And you got it right out. So this is the one I had a hard time getting up Devil's Backbone. Not Devil's Backbone.
No, it was that with that.
Devil's Ants, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was Devil's Backbone. The ridge top. Was that where we got stuck at? Yeah, but before we saw the goat.
We had to push them both up?
Yeah.
No.
So
Case made it.
Case made it.
With you pushing it.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, this is the one.
With you, which I'm glad you. I'm glad you said that with confidence. If you ever went and watch that video, you'll totally understand why I would go.
Oh my God.
He said,
that was a mess.
So you better not.
That was, it struggled with, even after we took, I think Tyler was riding in this one with Case, right? Or Kate, I mean.
Yeah. So, what I'm trying to be careful of is there is a seal between the cover and the case. We bought an extra seal, but if you could save a seal, that just gives us a bonus one on the back end. Something moved. There we go. So what I'm trying not to do is tear that seal up.
Yeah.
Is it already tore?
Yeah. Well, this little, well, it still actually probably works unless it goes underneath, but it's right there.
The problem is it's not coming off of the
You see,
case. Oh,
yeah, there it is.
So, I don't know why they do it like this, but maybe someone smarter than us can reply. They do it on all the youth machines. They put this paper seal on it, and I've never been able to save one. This one's not as bad though. So, you want to try to get all the debris off, but you don't want to
dig into it.
Yeah, dig into it, because then you'll break the seal. I mean, essentially, this is the only thing keeping it from water getting in. But like over here. Got some over there too. Yeah.
Like wet.
It was wet?
You still see it. Right there.
Interesting. So no matter what, I would strongly suggest cleaning your clutches. I say no matter what, even if you only ridden for a little bit, taking them off and cleaning them thoroughly. I'm literally just using a straight blade to scrape this. I'm going right, essentially parallel with it, barely skimming the top. You don't want to angle your blade too much. You do not want to dig into this, because if you create a gouge, that's just a spot where water can easily get in. And your blade should just be able to slowly, freely go. That plastic one's a lot better because then it doesn't gouge at all.
But it's sharp enough to get underneath it?
Yeah. This is where you get in trouble at right here. Since I'm one of these Brillo pads type of deal, I just go around and clean up the edges. You know, you can spend as much time as you want on that area. Main thing I try to do is just eliminate the green. You know, even where it's black at, you can kind of feel a difference. But you're putting another one of those paper seals on there. So, I mean, it's going to clamp down on that. We don't go on deep water with this thing anyways, because there's your intake right there. There's your exhaust. Like, it's going to suck up water. So, now if you snorkel it, then maybe you want to use RTV or something like that. But then I wipe it out, I blow it out, just try to get it as clean as possible, because essentially if water does get in there, all this, you know, it's dust right now, but when water gets in there, it turns a little, you know, mud that gets on the clutches. And so we'll blow those out. You'll see the dust come off of that. So just try to clean that as best as possible. Again, I'm not telling you this is how you do it.
Just how you're gonna do it.
This is how I'm gonna do it. We don't ask permission, we just take it off.
And then pay for the replacement.
Exactly. I don't think we're gonna fit. Yeah, it's gonna fit. It's not very much use. So you can tell there's like a groove. You can tell we put some work on this thing. When it's here, and if you're not using impact, don't put anything in between here to hold it still. It will break these fins off. I know from personal experience, it will break the fins off. And so then you're trying to source a clutch, and if you're in a bind already, it's the last thing you want to have happen. So just work to the wise. The second thing you need to be mindful of, have a clean workstation. That's not what I want to point out, but is when I pull this off, take two. That wasn't what I was trying to
keep
say.
one continuous thing. Again, we're not saying this is how you should do it.
Holy shit. So this is so important to keep together, because if you pull this part out and this stays, all your weights are in there. All your weights are behind it. So all those would fall out, and then you got a different problem. So, oh, that's some wear right here. Those boys, they burned that belt a few times. It's got a groove.
So you can actually see it where it's discolored.
Yeah. Well, guess we're gonna be looking for we're gonna put this clutch back on. It'll be good enough to use, but I'm gonna need a new clutch soon. Real soon. So from factory, it came with a Gates belt. So I ordered this one for Layers. That's crazy.
Two different kinds?
Yeah. So with these, I'll actually keep just as like backup to a backup. So let me write on it down. Because like when this started slipping and we were in West Virginia, the reason why we didn't push hard on some things is because if this broke, we didn't have any spares. But I'll take this as a spare all day long, because I mean, just to get us back to camp, it's fine. Right. So here's the fun part. Not fun part. Helper didn't even pick up the shit that fell.
There's a helper around here? So now why did we place him on the floor? So angrily.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now something to know, when I was blowing that out, I was not breathing in the debris. I mean, that's all belt particles that if you suck it in, I mean, that can't be good for your lungs. So.
Thanks for the warning.
I think this was the secondary. We would have broke a fin off if this was the primary. There's positive things in life, though. So now I'm just trying to get the trash that was on that old catch deal off of this thing. And then wipe out the dirt that's on the inside of this. I mean, this thing is filthy. If you went this far to change your belt, you might as well clean your clutches. Take a little time.
It's still dusty in here.
I know.
Yeah, Lee.
That was bad, man. All right, so once you get them clean, I'll blow off the back here in a second, but the time for sake, what you want to do is you want to rough up the clutches. I mean, these got a groove. I'm going to have to replace these. I mean, this is not something I would ride with, but I mean, it is what it is. It's what we got, and I need this thing off the machine. So, so you just go at an angle, and you're essentially just trying to scuff it up, just a few. And this is after you've blown it out, wiped it down, and essentially I do it 4 times across 4 sides of it. So if you do it that way, you'll touch every side. You can even hit it one more time if you wanted to. And you'll see like a haze of just minor little scratches.
You can see.
And that's going to help with your belt grip. And just having it cleaned off. So I'm going to do that on the other part. I'm going to blow everything out and we'll be right back. All right, so we wiped everything down, blew it out with the compressed air. Wipe it down as good as you can. I mean, it's still a kid's machine. I mean, they're gonna get it dirty. This is the end result for the clutches. You see the markings on it. We've already shown you how to wipe it down, but I took this cover off, took that out, took all the weights out, wiped all those down, made sure I remember where the weights went, where I can put it back in correctly. And so, all right, what I want to do is show you this part. It's not that easy. This is secondary, but to wipe that down, I literally just go through here. Now I've put a rag in there to start out with to get the dust out as best as possible, but you're not creating any separation. I mean, I could try to put it in a vise and compress that spring, but again, if we were racing, maybe I'd take it a little more serious, but we're not. This is what's always worked for us.
How many times do you go around?
I don't know. You have to count on when you do the video.
No. We'll go 7. 7 times around.
Yeah. No, I just swipe it once or twice. Because you can't have the full deal, it's hard to go back and forth. So, all right, now this goes all back together. Put the secondary on first. Grab the new belt. Words where you can read it. And so I put the new belt in. That did not look promising. So we'll have to compress it down some and get that belt forward. So let's do this. That's so tight. So I already put the inside on. And then from there, when I put this belt on, you essentially compress this part and then pull the belt and then roll it. And there you have it. So it's going to open it up some where you can press it down.
When you compress it, you're pulling on it on the inside, right? Or the
Yeah,
outside.
I'm pulling the outside sheave
Right.
towards me and just kind of pressing down as I'm moving that. It can be done with one hand. I mean, it just is what it is. It's going to be difficult. It just got to take your time. With experience, obviously it becomes a lot easier. You slide on the outside cover of the primary, and then from there you're just putting the washers and nuts back on. All right, this is where maybe real mechanics would disagree with me on. But I'm not torquing nothing. I mean, I'm just giving it a few dugga-duggas. Enough to hold my hand there. So I'll compress it a little more just to give me enough slack to make sure when I essentially tighten this primary down, it's as close to thing as possible. I don't want to pinch the belt. See how it came up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tight.
So it was at the very bottom, and then when it came up. So now, there we go. So it's tight, it's engaged. So next step is we'll put the new, this is my least fun part right here. I hate these things. If you haven't already felt that. They didn't send me the right one. I'm going to be very...
Oh, that's right.
Very
there.
Ooh. Okay. All right, so we need... The lips are over there. So to seat this, I would just hang it on the...
Oh.
What?
Does it stretch?
Well, it's just, when they sent me this one, it was bent. That's the problem. Like this. And then they don't... Like it came in and, whoa.
That's what I mean. Does it stretch?
That's not fitting.
Hey, what if you flip it?
Something like this.
No, I was gonna put this part up here, but it's smaller anyways, isn't it? No, it wouldn't work. Try that. That might work. No.
No, it's not because
This
it,
pin, yeah, this is too. Doesn't seem
They
down the
actually-
bottom.
yeah, made those bigger for the pin. Wow. There's so much there.
I was thinking to try it. Put that over here. So flip it this way. Yep. I don't think it's gonna fit after looking at it, but yeah, definitely not.
There, so let's give you something that's paper that can rip real easy. No, so they have twins. Hmm.
How many did you order?
4. Well, always prepared, bro. Trying to.
So we're trying the third gasket that he ordered.
So I've always tore these gaskets when you pull them off. So my thought process behind it was have 2 spares, so because these were on back order for ever.
Mm. Mm-mm. Same problem.
They're not even consistent on. What's this back part? I made it too small. Try the last one. Make sure.
Just see if we get lucky.
Yeah. Well, we can't even put it in there.
Mm-mm.
Can't even line them up. You know. Like they didn't make it big enough on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Let me call them.